Good afternoon, everybody. I want to bring this meeting of the Technical Transportation Committee to order. We'll begin with the first item on our agenda, which is approval of the minutes from last month's meeting. I'll entertain a motion.
I move we approve the minutes.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing that there is none, we'll proceed with the vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I believe that was unanimous. Minutes approved. Next item on the agenda is a tip amendment. No, I'm sorry. Access permit. Sorry, Bill. Sorry.
Sit down, Doug. Okay, well, good news is this won't take long because I did not have a chance to review everything in advance, but Afton, our permit manager, is doing a really good job of getting these lists in so they're in the packet so that you all do have a chance to look at things before the meeting and discuss during or after with me as you see fit. I was telling Jeremy that I see there's some things here we need to get updated, so before the next meeting we'll spend more time bringing everything up to date so it looks a little more current, because I know there's some updates that could be here and should be here. I also told Jeremy that when it comes to Tippecanoe County, whether you guys know it or not, our biggest permit projects and activity right now around our district is Boone County and Hendricks County. So I wouldn't call any of these a major permit, although some are more difficult than others. But there's not a huge project here where we're adding travel lanes and significant changes to corridors, which is happening in some other places. So the good news is these are all normal manageable permits. So if there are problems, hopefully we have done a good job of working them out for our local partners. With that said, does anybody have questions for me? Then maybe it's Doug's turn.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. Now, moving on to the tip amendments. Doug, you have the floor.
Great, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. We received a request to amend the tip from the district office. It involves 12 projects. 6 of them are already in the tip, and there are just changes, minor. One is actually increasing the construction cost, and the other 5 are basically moving the construction year. 4 of them are from 26 to 28, and 1 is from 27 to 28. That last one was at 231 and 800 South, that project. The 2-year move was on I-65, 4-deck thin overlay projects, and the construction cost increase was for the sidewalk project on Special 52. The new project that we have listed here, one of them is on Special 52 or US 52, and it's a small structure drainage project. There is a new project at State Road 43 and 65 at the interchange. It addresses access control. My understanding they'll be purchasing more right-of-way property rights at that location. And then the rest of the projects are various location projects. Most of them involve pavement markings. The specific details for all the individual projects are listed out, and staff has reviewed this and recommending approval to the policy board. Are there any questions or comments?
Quick comment, since you brought up the Northgate State Road 43 site specifically, correct? We know that permit activity, which is on this list right now, is coming with a projected traffic signal at that intersection, if that wasn't clear to everybody. So through the permit, we expect a signal will be part of that permit.
Okay, great, thank you. Any others?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any more questions, comments? None? Okay, we'll proceed with the vote. All in favor of the TIP amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Great, thank you.
So Doug, you can stay right there because the next few items are for you as well. The APC progress report consisting of the MPO update and the 18-month letting list.
Okay, thank you. Starting out with the Title VI and Limited English Proficiency Language Assistance Plan. This has kind of been an interesting story. I think it started sometime early last year where NDOT has requested all of the local government agencies to be up to date with their Title VI and LEPC plans. And of course, Tippecanoe County submitted all of the proper paperwork and all of the documentation to NDOT. It sat and finally they heard back, well, it wasn't accepted. So trying to find out how or what needs to be done has been a difficult challenge. Additional information was released. Additional information to address that was submitted. It sat, nothing was responded back. Finally did say, well, we still didn't accept it. You need to do these few things. So in part of that review, the decision was that all of the departments within the county needed to have an updated Title VI LEPC plan. Ours was a bit ripe, probably somewhere around like 4 or 5 years old, so it needed to be updated anyway. So we went through within like a week and a half to update the entire plan, the entire document. If you'd like a copy, I do have one. I'll even sign it if you want. But it is available on our website, so we did submit that to the Commissioner's office on February 10th, so we did our part in terms of helping the county to become what they call certified or have everything on their punch list done. So we wanted to bring the committee up to date regarding that piece of work. Any questions or comments?
I do have a quick question. Do you know if that back and forth was because of NDOT's reviewing comments or Federal Highway? Pure
NDOT's.
Okay.
And specifically,
Thank you.
lack of and very vague. It was a challenge to get specific comments as to what was needed to be done, what needed to be addressed.
Well, I suspect that this team was the most aggressive in responding quickly and responding to requests for revisions. So you're probably out on the front end, I would think. So thank you. I'm not sure what's going on the NDOT side, that we didn't know exactly how to ask for the right thing from the beginning.
And it's the central office, not the district. Does that help?
It's nice to say that, but I wouldn't. But thank you, Doug.
Anything else? Okay, I'll go ahead and move on to our federal funding status. More good news, you've seen the report. It does show that we have obligated a portion of our federal funds, specifically a portion to the Soldiers Home Road Project Phase 1 for the right-of-way phase. We do have listed down below that another FEMA letter was submitted, and that was for the actual purchasing of the property. It did not show up in the list when we received it from central office because they were processed at 2 different times. They were not processed at the same time, so I suspect we'll see all of the funds for Soldiers Home Road be obligated in our report next month. Regarding the Northern Corridor study, we did submit all of the paperwork to move those funds from the TIP to the work program and still have not received any information whether that has been official or not. So we hope that will occur very soon. But the good news is that the big project that was going to use the majority of our federal funds, Jeremy South 9th Street Project Phase 1, of course that was on NDOT's bid letting here this month, and we have successfully obligated the federal funds for all of that. So we only have one project left, the emergency vehicle preemption, and we'll have to wait till April. So we have obligated now a vast majority of our federal funds for this fiscal year. Any comments or questions? Okay, going on to my last dog in this pony show, the 18-month letting list. Of course, you see projects 1, 2, and 3 were on the January bid letting. All of the specific information can be found on the second page. Very excited about the State Road 225 project that was awarded. And everybody I mentioned it to, they are excited to hear that news, but the next question is, when is it going to start? That's the big question, especially for the staff of Prophetstown. They'd like to know that. But anyway, good news is that that project is moving forward, and you see the other two projects, one on 65 and the other on State Road 38. I'm going back to the front page. Project.
Hey, Doug?
Yes.
I'll just add, since everyone's excited about that project, just a reminder that the scope of that project is new bridge deck. All weight restrictions previously will be eliminated because of this project, and the speed reduction also eliminated. So back to a normal speed, still one-lane signalized, but no weight restrictions. And I think that's the big news besides getting it reopened.
Yes, very exciting, very exciting. Thank you for adding that. Going back to projects 4, 5, and 6, and then project 7 were on the February bid letting list. The first 3 were the 9th Street project. The low bid on that was $13.5 million. Of course, there's 3 portions to that. Not only is the road going to be reconstructed, but there also is going to be a new bridge constructed with that, and then the city of Lafayette has extensive amount of sewer work involved in that. The other project is various locations. There were 2 bids for that project, and both bids were below the engineer's estimate. The low bid was at basically $1.95 million.
And let me add too.
Okay.
That's your soil nail repair various.
Yes.
I am 99% sure, Stu, that is our wall failure on the Hoosier Heartland at the bridge. So that's going to be the contract to fix that. Thank you.
Well, thank you. The next project, number 8, is the North 9th Street Bridge deck replacement, Stu's project. So we're really rolling here of recent with these projects. Looking down to project 11 on State Road 25. That's a new project, bridge maintenance repair on State Road 25. And that is on a March bid letting. Project 14 was originally on a July bid letting, but moved to December. Yes, Bill?
I think I misspoke. That's the project I was thinking. So it's coming up in the March letting.
Oh, okay.
So sorry, Stu. The Hoosier Heartland repair for the MSC wall, I think, is the number 11 on the list. So it isn't let yet. But it's coming. Gosh, not as exciting. Sorry.
Well, it's a few days away or a few weeks away. And then as you can see, pretty much all of the projects listed on the front page are the same, no changes. On the second page, we have 4 new projects, and they are all thin deck overlays on 65 regarding 4 bridges, 2 on State Road, over State Road 26, and then over the Wildcat Creek. So, are there any comments or questions?
Again, just added information for everybody in the room. A bridge thin deck overlay is like a chip seal for a bridge deck. So those bridges probably aren't real old. That's their first deck overlay to just extend life.
Thank you. Are there any other comments or questions?
Okay. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is quarterly reports. Tim, you have the floor.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start off with Tippecanoe County's quarterly reports. So our first project is the North 9th Street Road Bridge. This is on NDOT's March letting, so it's getting pretty close. I don't think there's too much else that we had that we were tracking with this one specifically, but Stu, if there's any comments you'd like to add? Could you, microphone?
No, we're on track.
Okay.
We done this, made provisions to not have the road closed over the winter.
Okay, so then our next one is Morehouse Phase 1. We didn't have any comments on this. We know this is kind of just in the last stages of closing everything out. So it is closed?
It is now officially closed. The acceptance letter went out yesterday.
Okay, so this should be our last report we see for that?
Mm-hmm.
Great. All right, so then our next project is Phase 2 of Morehouse Road. This one's currently under construction. We didn't have any comments about this. Is there anything you'd like to add to this one?
Just waiting for warm weather to put the surface down.
Yep. Okay, so then our next one, our next two actually, are two bridge projects that go together. Bridge 64 and 65. We didn't have any particular comments on either of these, but if there's anything you'd like to mention about either of these two?
First experience in a long time, the last estimates came in under the old estimates. My God.
Okay, so then our next project is another bridge project, Bridge 527. So we know that this one has let, but when will construction start?
Milestone is planning now mid-March. It will go through summer and into next school semester, but not much.
Okay, great, thank you. So then our next two projects are another bundle, Bridge number 80 and 83. We didn't particularly have any comments on either of these. Do you have anything you'd like to add for those, Stu?
Nothing special.
All right, and we'll go ahead and move on to the North River Road project from West Lafayette city limits to I-65. There was a small cost increase in this. It's a lower dollar value project anyway, so not too big of a deal. This is on NDOT's July letting, I believe. Anything you wanted to add for this?
No.
Okay. Then we have the county bridge inspections. So we didn't have any comments on this. There are actually two different reports because we're kind of in that phase where we're just finishing up one cycle and starting another one. So that's why you do see two different DES numbers in here. I will note for the most recent one, we did process a tip amendment for the FY 26 to 29 bridge inspection program. We are, as far as I know, still waiting on a STIP amendment unless we've heard anything. Doug, do we have any updates on that STIP amendment?
I'm sorry, which one?
For the county bridge inspection for FY 26 to 29?
No, I do not. I mean, it was submitted to NDOT, but I just received an email actually from Ryan Pennington, who holds, who does all the amendments. He's going to be taking off starting later this month for a month with his third child about to be born, so I guess things are piling up.
All right, well, I guess it'll happen when it happens. Thank you for the update, Doug. Okay, so that was the last project we had for Stu. So moving on to Lafayette and Jeremy. So the South 9th Street projects, so these were on the February letting. Do you want to say maybe something just in general, Jeremy, about the bids for these projects?
Sure, yeah. Our engineer's estimate was around 12.5 million total among the three projects. It came in at 13.5. The road was under, the bridge was under, and the sewer was way over. So that's where our overage was.
Yeah, so just for the purposes of this committee, as these reports continue to get updated in future quarters, we'll see some of these numbers moving around, so just be looking out for that. But since this information's kind of hot off the presses, I wanted to make sure we got it noted here at the meeting. Other than that, is there anything you wanted to say on this first phase, Jeremy?
No, just looking forward to getting it going.
All right. And then the next project we have on there is the Brickenwood to Ortman phase. Obviously, that one's in the future, so we didn't have any comments about that. Anything from you on that one, Jeremy?
No, it's coming along nicely.
We have the sewer project, which, as Jeremy mentioned, this one's going to be much more expensive, so these dollar amounts will be changing somewhat drastically when we get our next reports. So, anything else to add on that one?
No.
All right, so then the bridge part of the project, the bridge over the Elliott Ditch, this one was also part of the bundle on the February letting. Anything else to add to this?
Nope, we'll just be sending a bill to Stu here shortly.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, and then the next project is the intersection signal preemption. So when this report was filed, the environmental report and stage 3 design weren't quite complete yet. Have those been wrapped up?
I know they just turned in stage 3. I'm pretty sure the environmental report has also been turned in.
All right, great. Yeah, I know when the reports are filed, sometimes they're a little bit behind what's actually going on currently. So since this one was just at a weird timeline, I wanted to double check on that. Okay, so it sounds like that's progressing well, so that's good. Okay, so that was the last project for Lafayette, so we're going to go ahead and move on to West Lafayette. So for the intersection signal preemption portion that's in West Lafayette, the cost did increase a little bit. I believe that was anticipated to get a few additional signals on there. I think, is that correct, Jenny?
Correct.
All right, so that's as expected then. So our next project is Soldiers Home Road Phase 1. So there were some small cost increases on that. I do want to note we are working on trading federal funds with another MPO to get you guys closer to the 80%. We got some pretty good news on that last week that it looks like we probably have things mostly agreed to with Bloomington to get those funds in the correct year for you. Hasn't quite been finalized yet, but got some good news on that one. So I wanted to make sure that you had heard that, Jenny. All right, so then our next project is the westbound Special 52 ramp intersection with Soldiers Home. So the cost did decrease a little bit for this phase. Anything else you wanted to add on this one?
Nothing further.
And then phase 2, which is Soldiers Home Road from Hamilton to Calbear. The costs did increase a bit on this one, so some of this is just kind of moving the money around to where it needs to be. It's all really part of the same project at the end of the day. It's, all needed to make that road what it needs to be. So any other notes you have on that one, Jenny?
No.
All right, and then our last project for West Lafayette, the Sagamore Parkway Trail. So we did note that some of the cost estimates were updated in this quarterly report. Are all the purchase orders closed out, or do we still have one or two hanging around?
They're all closed out.
Okay, so we might not be seeing too many more quarterly progress reports for this project then. That's great.
We hope.
Okay, well, that wraps up everything that we had on our list. Is there anything else that anyone wanted to give any comments on any of the projects? All right, sounds like no. So I'll go ahead and hand it back to you, Dr. Dunstan.
Okay, thank you. Well, actually, I guess you want to comment on the meeting for next month, the reschedule?
Yes. So typically, of course, we have this on the third Wednesday. However, that conflicts with the Purdue Road School, where many of the people on this committee attend in order to get continuing education credit for that. So because people won't be available at the normal time, we're going to slide this meeting back a week. It'll still be at the same time, it'll still be in this room. It'll just be the fourth Wednesday in March, which would be the 25th, I guess, if you want a date.
Right. Thank you for that. We're at the point in the agenda where the floor is open for citizen comments. Do we have any? Appears to be none. Then I will entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I move we adjourn.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor of adjourning this meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
That sounds unanimous. I declare this meeting adjourned until we reconvene March 25th.